Week 4, we are looking at criterion referenced types of observations this week. So let's just call up where we're at. I think this is the one we're at. So we've taken a look at narrative observations and anecdotal observations, and those are really for telling the story. As many of you mentioned in the discussion, they are fast, they're easy to do. We can do them on the fly, or we can take our journal notes, write about it, think about it, find the research to back up what we're thinking, and submit them afterwards. They are probably the most popular observations we do in any of our fields of study: Indigenous human service workers, working with families, working with programs, EA students, EA professionals working in the classroom settings, and ECE students working in the program settings. We do them with children. We can do them for each other. They are ways to have people do observations on us as professionals and help us guide our practice. We can do them for our peers so that they know what's working and what's not working for them in the classroom setting. So they are the most popular. They are quick. They are easy. Finding the time, as many of you mentioned on the discussion board, is challenging to do them. This week, we're looking at more data-driven observations. And we're looking at criterion and criterion reference methods. And so what we're looking at are checklists and rating scales. So we encourage you to certainly read the post. It is focused on infants and toddlers, and that's fine. It's just the opportunity to look at what are the checklists and what are they used for. Start thinking about what are the challenges of checklists, especially standardized checklists. And I know there was a conversation in week 3's discussion board about writing narratives and storytelling versus writing, doing a checklist piece, and all the things we have to keep in mind about checklists. Many of us that have been in the field for a long time do rely on the checklist. But what does that tell us about individual children? And is it coming from a growth perspective and a strength perspective, particularly when we're looking at children? So take a look at the checklist piece. We have provided a sample checklist, and we want you to, we have provided some templates for you as examples for you to work on for yourself. The frequency duration one, we have an outside reading for you to take a look at. Frequency duration is looking at how often that child or that program seems to do this thing a lot. That's a gut feeling and a subjective comment. When we do a frequency duration, we have the counts and amounts. So we know how many times they did it and for how long they sustained it. And that's really what we're looking for. So work through this piece. Education assistance, frequency duration records will be a big part of some of your coursework later on. Early childhood students, this will also be a pretty big piece of your coursework in a few courses down the road, because we're looking at how often does somebody do something positive or challenging, and how long does it sustain for. So think really hard about the checklist piece. The other part, what we're asking you to do this week then is look at checklists, frequency durations. We have a brief, not sure if we're going to do a discussion this week. Maybe you've got a lot of work to do in order to make your choices. So what you're going to do this week is go up to the assignment page. We are asking you to go down to the video resources and templates. We are asking you to take a look at the frequency duration or the checklist template. But what I really want you to do, now I've got to find them. Oh, right. I remember. Sorry, they're in the other place. What I really want you to do is in Ways of Knowing, find our videos. I've lost them. Oh, because I'm in the wrong place. Ways of knowing. All right. So what I want you to look at is choose a video, any video you want. You will create either a frequency duration or a checklist document. Complete that checklist or frequency duration and then submit it. So you're creating your own observation. You can use the template as a guide, but each video is going to be different. So take a look at your video, say, what do I want to count and see how long they do it for? Or what kind of a checklist do I want to develop about this particular video clip? Because I may want to focus on language, I may want to focus on skills, I may want to focus on handedness, I may want to focus on sounds of words. So I want you, and it's a tough part. I absolutely appreciate that this is tough. I see this action taking place. I want to create a checklist to see if what I'm thinking about is actually happening. So it's important that this week that you create your own checklist or frequency duration, complete it, submit it. Make sure that you include the name of the video that you chose to do it with. I think that's pretty well all we're doing this week. Yeah, frequency durations, checklists, criterion methods, the data, the hard data of doing observations. We really don't care what you think because the data tells us. In the summary pieces, you have the opportunity to say, over a 5-minute observation, they did this thing 3 out of 12 times. If you want to apply theory to it, that's great. Or maybe that's just the stat. That's really just what the summary is. It's the status of this is what they've done. Or according to this checklist, they have, they do these skills most of the time, some of the time, never. So that way you can divide it out. The summaries are really, there's nothing really input into it because it's really about just data. That's really what it is. All right. I think that's it for us for this week. We'll see you online.